Hello everyone, this is Richard Gerhardt. Welcome to Body of Energy. This is session number 26. I sent the person who this is about a message so that they know this is about them. And as I've mentioned before, the beauty of this is that nobody else watching knows who it's about. So it's great. You know, the other beautiful thing about doing it this way is that the person doesn't have to have a specific time for an appointment, especially as I've been doing this for people all over the globe. They're able to watch this at their convenience, and also I send them a YouTube link because I also record this and put this on YouTube so that they can watch it at their convenience, and the energy work is still the same. It still has the same impact. It still makes the same change. So the purpose of these tools is to allow the person to take the next right step forward in their life. These energy tools read the energy of now. And not only do they read the energy and allow the person to see something that they already know, like an affirmation, or something they may not have known, a revelation to themselves, it also changes the energy within them so that they can move forward. That's what these energy tools are about. Okay? So energy tools have three parts. The first part is the direction of the tool, the question, if you will. Okay? So the knowledge which I possess of these tools gives the tool direction, and all of that knowledge is represented in these images. These are two-dimensional charts of a three-dimensional object. Okay? And they formulate the direction and the question for the energy work. Okay? And then the second part of these tools, in this case tiles, represent the answer. Okay? So that's the beauty of energy tools right here. That although I'm directing the tool, I don't have the ability to influence the answer. It comes through this source. It disconnects me and my own prejudices, my own preconceived ideas from the answer. Okay? So it involves the principle of 2 or 3 steps. Establishes the truth. It makes something sure. Okay? It's also known as out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses is the truth established. Okay? So by applying that to an energy tool, it allows the tool a high level of accuracy. It makes the tool so that it can't be manipulated. And then the third part of the tool, the answers come from the source of truth. That's what a person needs to understand. So here's the 3 parts again. The tool itself, which formulates the question and the direction of the energy work. The means by which the answer comes, and the understanding that the answer comes from the source of truth. So think about the interesting thing about taking a piece of wood, like these tiles, and putting a word on it. That word, fire, creates an energetic impact upon this tile. The energy of this tile is the energy of fire, the energy of that element. Think about your name. Somebody gave you a name and placed it upon you, and that name has an impact upon you throughout your entire life, throughout all eternity. Okay? It's an interesting thing to consider. And so it's the same thing with these tiles. These words are placed on these pieces of wood, and that wood, this tile, takes upon it the energy of that word, the energy of that element. And that's another thing to understand about energy tools, okay? So, I've mixed these up several times for this person, and so I'm going to lay them out. Now, once again, this is the balanced equation tool. Okay? It's about balance. It's about the number line between -9 through 0 to +9. Okay? And each number balances itself out. Okay? It represents the only part in the number line where two sets of 9 are connected with a number in the middle, which is the 0. So it represents the entire number line, because everything else past that is a repeat of sets of 9. 10 through 18 is another set of 9. 19 through 27, another set of 9. As far as you go in each direction on the number line, it's sets of 9. And the only place where a number is in between sets of 9 is the 0. It's the connecting number. It represents the center of the number line, the center of all eternity. Okay? All kinds of ideas wrapped in that. And on this tool, the center of the person. The 0 represents the heart. Okay? The element of light. So, that's a little bit more about understanding these tools. So, as I've mentioned before, it doesn't matter the order in which these tiles are laid out. It doesn't matter how many I grab at one time. It just comes out right, no matter what. Alright? And the reason I put them face down isn't because they're a secret. It's because it helps separate myself even farther from the equation. Okay? One more step of separation from me interfering with the answer of the tool. Okay? So this entire tool is about the meaning of the numbers. So the number 1 is about being aligned with the right pathway. Okay? So the illustration of the number 1 is a set of parallel lines. If this is what's right, if this is what's true, okay, then here is the person aligning themselves up with it. Because this doesn't work. Truth doesn't move. Eternal laws don't change. We can butt our heads up against it all day long. It won't matter. Okay, so for each person, there is a right pathway, the reason they're here. Okay? So the number 1 is a line because it represents the pathway. And so this is what this person needs to be aligned with the right pathway in their life at this time. Because energy tools read the now. That's what they do. So this is the element of being a peacemaker, connected to the element of friend. Alright? This is a characteristic of a person. So this is the element they need. Being a peacemaker, and the color purple. So color is about seeing. It's about discernment. It's about judgment. Okay? So these are all connected ideas. And the color purple is connected to the element of light. It's connected to the heart. So this is about being able to see or discern what's in the heart. Okay? And it's about being a peacemaker. So you can connect the words then. Connect the elements. When the person can see what's in their heart, it allows them to be a peacemaker. And if they're a peacemaker, that energy allows them to see what's in their heart. And these are the two elements that are necessary for them to be aligned with the right pathway in their life at this time. Okay? So the number 2 is about what a person needs to be whole. Okay? So at a very elemental level, the number 2 is about joining yourself with the elements that are necessary to sustain life. We're made up of all of these elements. Okay? And so we need those elements to stay alive. So at a very elemental level, that explains the number 2. It's about joining yourself with the elements that will keep you alive. So then when you take it to the next level, it's about joining yourself with the characteristics, the principles that are necessary to make the person whole. Okay? You can take it to the next level up then. What do they need to join themselves in the world around them to make them whole? and so on and so forth. What do they need to join themselves? What eternal laws do they need to join themselves to make themselves whole on an even higher level? Okay? So this person, what do they need to be whole? They need the element of earth. Okay? They need the things that come from the earth. It's also about being grounded. Okay? The earth itself. That's the element they need. Okay? And how do you get that element? You take in to yourself the energy and the substances that come from the earth. And it's about being correct and complete. This element is connected to the element of fire, connected to the mind, connected to wisdom. Okay? So it's about being correct and complete, and the element of earth. And the element of earth will make them correct and complete. And that will allow them to be whole. Okay? So the number 3 is about being sure. It's about confidence. In another way, it's about being steadfast and immovable. Okay? The 3 represents the triangle. It's the strongest shape. So this person needs the element of grace. Okay? This is connected to the word goodness. Grace and goodness. Goodness and grace. Grace is about divine help, or about receiving help from a higher source. Okay? They need this element, the element of grace and the element of fire. They need to feed their mind. This is the food for the mind, just like this is the food for the body. The element of fire. Okay? And so this person needs the element of fire for their mind and the element of grace. Alright? And that's what they need to be sure in their life at this time. So the number 4 is about having a foundation. What do they need to have a foundation? They need the principle, the element of long suffering. Okay? This is connected to patience. And this is the element of triumph. Okay, it's connected to the element of water. It's connected to the emotions and the element of peace. Because when the emotions are at peace, the person can triumph in their life. And when the elements are not at peace, they can block their ability to triumph. Okay? So, on the first level, I talk about each one of these things as elements. And they are. Okay? And some of them represent a principle, which represents a characteristic of a person. A person can be long-suffering. This is also a principle. And some of these represent attributes, which are outcome of characteristics, because attributes are the outcome of a character. And so that's how these things are looked at. So the number 5 is about being centered. Okay? So if a person's leaning to their own understanding of something, or leaning to the understanding of the world or to somebody else, they're not centered. Okay? Being centered is about being connected to the voice of truth. It's the voice we all hear. Okay? It's the voice that's connected to our conscience. And being connected has to do with hearing it and following it. Okay? Because it's the voice that never lies to us. It's the voice that guides us in everything that we do if we will allow it to. Okay? And so this person, what do they need to be centered? They need the color blue. Okay? The color blue is connected to the emotions. It's connected to water. It's connected to the principle of peace. They need the ability to see and discern their emotions and see the way that they really are. Okay? Or, in other words, maybe the way that they really need to respond. Okay? And the element of the Spirit. Okay? So, this is the part of them that is about discerning between truth and error. It's connected to the element of truth. Okay? So this is about their spirit. This is about the element of spirit. Okay? So it's their spirit and their ability to see their emotions which will allow them to be centered. And when they see their emotions the way they really should be, or their emotions respond to the spirit instead of the other way around, then they can be centered. So the number 6 is about what do they need to be correct and complete. So it's the element of soul, okay, and the element of honor. This principle, honor and respect, okay, this is part of the definition of reverence. So honor and respect are about giving reverence to things that are higher than, just like grace is about receiving help from a higher place. Okay, honor is given to something that we respect. Reverence is about giving honor and respect to something that's higher, eternal laws, eternal principles. Okay? And this is connected to the soul. Okay? So, mind, body, spirit, soul, and the heart of the person. Okay? So you got mind, you got your body, you got your spirit, you got your soul, you got your heart, and you got your emotions. These are the 6 parts of every person. These are the parts that make up the whole of the person. Okay? And so, this is the point here, the spirit. This is the point here for being correct and complete, the soul. So honor, the soul can possess honor. They're connected, and this is what allows the person to be correct and complete at this time. The number 7 is about triumphing. It is about getting to the point of peace. Because when a person triumphs, they get to the point of peace. If they're at peace, it's because they're triumphing. It's the same thing if you look at the number 7 as accomplishment. When they accomplish what they set out to do, now they're at rest. They put the tools down. So when a person's at rest, it's because they've accomplished what they set out to do. They're triumphing in their life. These are all connected ideas. And so what does this person need at this time? They need these 2 elements. They need the element of air. Okay? This is connected to the spirit. It's connected to the element of truth. Okay? This is something that they need to take into themselves, the element of air. And the element of enjoyment. This is connected to the heart, okay, of the person. So, bringing in air will give enjoyment, if you look at it that way. And enjoyment will allow them to take in air, allow them to breathe, if you will. And so that's what this person needs to triumph at this time. The number 8 is about attaining what's right, okay? And so here we have the element of the body and the element of guidable. This is connected to the idea of a broken-hearted, to be guidable, okay? To be able to be led and trust what's leading you to the right place. And so that you can then attain what's right. Okay? So, is the body guidable? If you're guidable, will the body prosper? That kind of an idea. These are connected ideas. And the number 9 is about fulfillment and contentment. Okay, what does this person need for fulfillment and contentment at this time? So, it's about the element of being sure. This is connected to the body, the element of earth. Okay? This is about confidence. Being sure in the body and having a foundation. When you put those 2 together, it's about having the sure foundation. Okay? And that's what the person needs at this time to have fulfillment and contentment in their life. They need the sure foundation. The foundation will make them sure. Being sure will give them a foundation. And the heart of the matter, the thing they need for enjoyment and satisfaction, the central focus of all of this is the element of understand, which is connected to the element of life, which is connected to the soul. This is about understanding in the soul. This is about understanding that comes from the experiences of life. Okay, and that's the heart of the matter. That's the central focus of what's going on with this person at this time. Okay? So that's the first way of looking at all this. And now I'm going to line up all of these elements and see everything at a different level. Paints a different kind of a picture as to what's going on within the person. So I will get these all lined up and see what's going on here. Alright. So, for this person, the most important elements, the element of earth and the element of water. These are the two things that they need to take in. Okay, and very specifically, when it comes to the element of earth, it's about the things that come from the earth, the energy that comes from that element. Their body needs to be fed that element. It's about the body itself. That's the focal central point of it. And it's about being sure. Okay? This is everything that's going on within that element. That's why it's one of the most important elements for this person. And then the element of water. What are the focal points within the element of water for this person? It's about being able to see the color blue. About being able to see and discern what's going on within the elements. Okay? And it's connected to having a solid foundation for the element of water, for the emotions, and being able to triumph because there is a foundation for the element of water. Okay? So when it comes to water, these two words are there because when there's a solid foundation for water or for the emotions, it brings peace. And peace brings triumph. And that's why they're there, and that's how they're connected. And for this person, they need these two elements. They need to bring them into themselves. They need time around water. They need time with the earth. Okay? And on different levels. So then they need the element of peace to be brought into their life. They need the element of prosperity to be brought into their life. Okay? All of those kind of ideas. So now these are characteristics and attributes. And for this person, it's all about the characteristics. There are no attributes here. Alright? And this is how they go. So for this person, they need the principle, the characteristic of honor. And then the ability to be guidable. Okay? So if you honor and respect eternal laws, they can guide you. It leads you to being a peacemaker. It leads then to long suffering and patience. And then it leads to grace or divine help for the person. Okay? So that's what's going on with this person. That's the different levels of looking at this. Also, before I forget, I can pull out all the words then that represent a number. Okay? And see on a numeric level what's going on for this person. Alright? So these are the numbers in their right order. The number 3 is about being sure. The number 4 is about having a solid foundation. The number 6 is about being correct and complete. The number 7 is about triumph. And the number 0 is about enjoyment and satisfaction in the heart. Okay? So that's what's going on numerically. All of this is about having a sure foundation so they can be correct and complete. So they can triumph. So that they can have enjoyment in their life, in their heart, specifically with this one. Okay? So then the sum total of all these numbers, this is a 9, 4 and 7 is an 11. Okay? Okay? So this is a 20 for total, because here's a 0, so it's about the number 2. The number 2 in this position is about the present. So between past, present, and future, it's about the present. The energy of this person is on the present. And so that becomes the balance point. So there you have it. Appreciate you joining me. If you have any comments or questions or would like to have this done for yourself, please send me a message. That'd be great. Love to hear from you. And so until next time, I look forward to it and look forward to hearing from you. Take care.